Attention Vikings fans, recent market news is shaking the team's backstage, and reactions could not be more intense. Unexpected decisions arise after controversial cuts and rumors of internal meetings that may define the team's future in the next year. Who might Minnesota be targeting to reinforce key positions? Welcome! Show your support to the Vikings by reaching 100 likes on today's video. The main story revolves around Cordarrelle Patterson and Christian Wilkins, two names that caused a stir recently in the NFL scene. Patterson, considered by many the greatest kickoff returner in league history, was cut by the Steelers and now seeks a new team for his 13th season. The Vikings, where his career began, are only one of the options on the radar. But does Patterson still have the juice at 34 years old to make an impact? Patterson was the 29th overall pick in 2013, impressed early, placing third in offensive rookie voting, and built his reputation with 3 All-Pro selections as a returner during his 4 seasons in Minnesota. His feats include the all-time record for kickoff return touchdowns, 9, 5 of which were with the Vikings. However, the question is his recent performance. Last year with the Steelers, he returned only 11 kickoffs with an average of 21.8 yards, the worst among players with more than 10 returns. This statistic remains similar over recent years, raising questions about his current impact potential. Patterson was the 29th overall pick in 2013, impressed early, placing third in offensive rookie voting, and built his reputation with 3 All-Pro selections as a returner during his 4 seasons in Minnesota. His feats include the all-time record for kickoff return touchdowns, 9, 5 of which were with the Vikings. However, the question is his recent performance. Last year with the Steelers, he returned only 11 kickoffs with an average of 21.8 yards, the worst among players with more than 10 returns. This statistic remains similar over recent years, raising questions about his current impact potential. The Vikings had a modest kickoff return production last season with just 14 attempts and none beyond 35 yards, despite expecting a bigger role from this game in 2025 due to the new touchback rule at the 35-yard line. Ideally, Patterson could compete for the returner spot with Ty Chandler while offering depth at running back, a position where he showed some highlights with the Falcons. However, Patterson's return seems unlikely. Besides questionable performance, Minnesota already has promising young players for the role and doesn't appear dependent on reinforcements there. Meanwhile, another strong name is available, Christian Wilkins. The 29-year-old defensive tackle was shockingly released by the Raiders just 1 year after signing a substantial 4-year contract. The cut generated controversy due to disputes involving a foot injury recovery, even prompting the players' union to file a grievance on his behalf. Rumors mention an internal locker room incident involving Wilkins playfully kissing a teammate on the head, which offended that teammate. Regardless of the controversy, his defensive performance remains impressive. 9 sacks and over 50 pressures in his last season with the Dolphins, along with 98 tackles the year before. Brian Flores, Vikings defensive coordinator, coached Wilkins in Miami and showed openness to a reunion. Still, Minnesota has already invested in the defensive line with players like Jonathan Allen and Javon Hargrave to reinforce the tackle spot, in addition to promising younger talents. Though not guaranteed, the Flores connection and potential low cost make Wilkins an option to consider. The coach expressed hope for Wilkins' full recovery and return to form, emphasizing Wilkins' love for the game. Currently, the Vikings face a classic dilemma between betting on Patterson's experience, who brings an incredible history but recent decline, or exploring Wilkins' potential despite turmoil to strengthen defense. The decision involves not only technical aspects, but internal politics and future projections. Signs point to the roster focusing on young talent, but football often values experience and big names. Would it be a mistake not to seek Patterson's return, given his history and versatility, or better to risk Wilkins for defensive potential, despite doubts? The coaching staff's answer will shape Vikings' course next season and directly influence team competitiveness. The fans, closely following every move, must stay active, voicing opinions and demanding clarity from management. The next transfer window promises to be decisive for a squad aiming to leap forward in the NFL without losing its identity.